This space is a highly used space in the studio.
Welcome to
Our 2026 studio tour.
Woohoo! So this is where we enter the studio, and immediately to this side of the studio we have our yarn. I like the yarn to be nearby to where I'm measuring, so because I switch things around and make the measuring over here now, we switch the yarn over here. So this little area here is where I actually do a significant amount of my work. This is where I will measure my warps. I just set up a bobbin rack here, and then I put my tension box over here, and I measure right on this, on my skein winder. I also measure my wefts here. I have a scale, and I use the scale, and I turn this around a little bit, and I measure right from here. So this is where I'm going to be measuring my wefts as well. And at the end of this table, this is where my pern winder lives. As you can see, I have a lot of full perns that need to be emptied off. I usually empty those off on the Swift or the skein winder as well. But this is where I wind perns, right here. So a lot of work and a lot of functionalities right here. I also have a cone winder that I will move over onto this table if I need to wind cones. Because sometimes I'll buy big cones and I want them to be smaller, more usable. So there's that. All that happens in this little bit of space. So just beside the yarn is where I have the roller press. It made more sense before, but this is where we had the electrical plug installed, so this is where this will forever live now. I love it. It's a Miele Professional. It's a steam press, and it makes ironing a million times faster. Handwoven fabric is not finished until it's all the way finished. So we wet finish, which means it gets a wash, it's dried, and it's pressed, and that's when it's finished. The roller press is over here, and just beside it we have the lovely packing station. So this is where I will pack up anything that's getting shipped out. I have my packing paper, my tape. The boxes are just out of sight, but they're really close by. I have a pen, if I ever have written on a package for you, right there. Over here we have leftovers. So these are hand-dyed yarns I've used for weft that are left over, or maybe I dyed it and didn't like the way I had it dyed, so I threw it in the bin and I dyed it again. And after a few years, this is what you end up with. I try and use it as much as possible too, but here we are. This is my new to me. This is the whole reason we reorganized the studio. It's my new to me 8-shaft loom. It used to belong to my stepmom, who passed away recently. And Cecilia and I converted it to a sectional beam because I like to beam sectionally. That's how I'm used to doing things. Otherwise, I've only done one project on it so far, but so far I love it. And I'm going to turn you over to Cecilia, and she's going to show you the AVL looms.
These are our two 16-shaft AVLs that I spend most of my time weaving at. While I'm weaving, I'm always wearing headphones where I listen to audiobooks because they get very loud. Right behind this loom over here, we keep our air compressor that runs the looms. Against the wall back here, we keep all of our little extras like our reeds and our metal rods that we shockingly use a lot in the studio, and just other extra pedals, you know, necessities. Just above this loom, we have our air purifier, which is a mandatory thing for us because we weave so much and the air just gets full of fiber. Beside the loom, we call this our little multi-use corner. Starting over here, we have a little shelving system that houses this loom's computer. Each of our AVLs, our CompuHobbies, have a computer, and it also just stores perns, any little things we need for weaving. Next to it is our ironing board that we use for smaller things we're ironing or when we're ironing during sewing that doesn't need the big roller. We also have a little bit of storage here. It's clearly underused. And then right here is where we dry all of our yarns, so our warps and our wefts. There's a fan here and it dries it. Behind our drying station, we have all of our in-stock items on the shelf back there. And then we have a little more storage, so books, some fabric. This space is a highly used space in the studio. anything that comes off the looms that doesn't have fringe goes directly to the serger. And anything that needs a hem gets hem sewn. We also sew, obviously, any other sewing that needs to be done. This is the space that we have our dream box, and it's really just a multi-use creative area. A lot of things happen here. A lot of work gets done. We have our meetings here. We do fringe twisting here. We do other little projects, stitching, the little things that need pinning. Everything gets done right here in this space.
This is my side of the dream box. This is my little office space. I mean, I don't do a lot of the business stuff, but I do have to upload things, and I like to use, I have tools handy. This is a tool I use. It's just my dye colors that I use. So sometimes when I'm planning a warp, I pour over this, and then this is my dye book. This is where I record everything I've done in the last, this is probably almost 10 years worth of dyeing projects. I actually started a new one recently. I also write tags for products here. It's a very nice space where I can do some work, but I'm in the creative space, and if I need to look at my dyes more closely, I will just walk over, grab them, look at them. It's just it feels good here. I love it. And this is the start of my dye studio. So I have all my dyes. I have a bunch here, and I have a bunch here. And I call it the kitchen over here, or the dye studio. Come on in, I'll show you around. So here we have the sinks, and they don't match, but I bought them on Marketplace, and they're very functional. I tried to build the studio, you know, obviously you can tell our walls aren't finished, our ceiling's not finished. We've done things as inexpensively as possible so that we could invest our money into, you know, our equipment, our supplies, that kind of thing, rather than on sinks and drywall. Okay, in here, I keep dye bottles. Any dye that I've used, I date it so that I know how long it's been there, and I might use it again another time if it hasn't been there too long. And then I just have empty bottles. I just find it easier if I already have a bottle with a name on it. This is a proofing oven, so when I want to dye silk or wool, I pop it in here. It warms up to 180, and I load her up. It does a great job. I love this thing. Beside that, I have a stove top for when I rinse my dyed yarn. If it's not wool or silk, I boil the yarn. I use the stove sometimes. I have used the oven. I don't use them a ton anymore. I find these little induction burners work really well. So I have 2 induction burners, and when I'm rinsing yarn, I'm boiling it, and it's quite quick. I also use over here, I also use these 2, they're called spinners, and they spin really fast, and they spin yarn almost dry. So when I spin out the dye, it really just helps the dry rinsing process go a lot faster. Under my counters here, I have a soda ash bath, I have a mill soft bath. I just keep different, I want to say, chemicals that I use during the dye process. That's pretty much it for the dye studio. And oh, except there's one last thing. Come on, it's out here. This is another spot where a lot of work gets done. I feel like we say that about every space we have. But this table's where I do all the dye work. I have some yarn here now getting ready to be dyed. I have some colors out. I've been planning a color gamp. I have a cutting board here. I end up doing a fair bit of cutting here too, weirdly. But this table gets used all the time. It's almost always a disaster. We have to clear it off. Probably once a week we clear everything off, and I'm dyeing a warp or whatever. But this is kind of the workhorse table, even though I feel like I say that about every space in the studio. And underneath of it, all storage. You don't want to see under there. We have a lot of more yarn, believe it or not, considerable amounts of yarn under there. And that kind of wraps up the studio tour. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also enjoy this one or this one. I'll see you there.
You're just gonna look pretty? I mean, what else do I say? It's only one sentence. Welcome to our 2026 studio tour.